Hello monkeys, it is I, your Shizukage, and welcome back to another Newcastle United Football Manager career mode. Today we are going to kick off the season with a game against Norwich City, but before that we're going to look at some of the transfers that we made and some of the players that we sold, and introduce one other player properly to the club. So we spent about £174.5 million on new signings, including Karim Adeyemi, who you see at the end of this little section here. We bought him for about £15.5 million and loaned him straight back out to RB Salzburg. We sold a few players and got £6.6 million back for them. I knew that we wouldn't kind of break even on that because we have a lot of investment needed in the squad, but it is what it is. So yeah, Karim Adeyemi, he is a young German striker we signed from RB Salzburg for, like I said earlier, £15.5 million. Hopefully he can be a replacement for Callum Wilson when he eventually leaves. He's got all the attributes to do a very good job in the team, and there are a lot of high hopes for him coming forward in the future. Further to that, just generally going to look at some of the scouting reports for Norwich. You know, they like to play a 4-1-2-2-1 like we do, and they don't have the best of squads. According to the scouting reports, they struggled in pre-season to pick up wins just like we did, so hopefully it's a game that we can win. But either way, I just want to see a good performance from the team. Their main threat, however, it's definitely Max Aarons. I like Max Aarons as a player. He's a fantastic young English right back. A lot of clubs were interested in him in real life over the summer. No one bought him, which is quite weird. But he has all the attributes to be a fantastic player and Football Manager. How are we going to combat him? Well, hopefully Matt Targett and Alan Saint-Maximin can force him to kind of stay back and defend. We're going to go with a normal formation, I guess. Not any changes really from our strongest 11 that we can put out right now. We still don't have Martin Dubravka. Declan Rice isn't ready to start, neither is Kieran Trippier, but they'll get there eventually. We also had the Carabao Cup draw happen during this little time period, but more of that later. I decided to change up some of the training that we do for the game. We already had our units training, so I made some changes to the rest of the days. We took out some of the transitions and put ball retention in. Transition press we could keep, I guess. Defending, I guess we made some changes just so that we could kind of deal with Norwich and prepare for the game properly, because I wanted to have a good start. As you'll see later on in the video, that wasn't necessarily the case. But, you know, we're a new team, we've got a lot of new players, and we're just kind of getting our stride, really. So yeah, training, it is important going into Football Manager. I am going to try and make these changes before games, because I think that it's good to kind of get the team doing different things in training, especially in the build up to big games like the start of the season or games against the bigger clubs. You'll have to encounter different threats, different challenges, and it helps to go into those challenges and kind of work on them in the week, I think anyway. But that's all on that, really. I feel like I'm dragging on there. Next up, I mean, we haven't got any new injuries. Not necessarily anything we really need to worry about. Everyone's fit apart from Martin Dubravka. Some people aren't ready to start yet, but we won't be using them too much. Next up, like I said, was the Carabao Cup, and I really wanted to get like Middlesbrough or Sunderland, just because it would be a great way to start the season playing them. You know, we didn't. Sunderland got Everton and Middlesbrough got Doncaster Rovers. We ended up getting a game at home against Sheffield Wednesday. You know, they're a League One club. Hopefully we can pick up the win there and move on into the third round of the Carabao Cup. But who knows? I mean, I want to do well in this competition, try and get to the quarterfinals, so we'll have to get off to a good start eventually. We made some changes to training for that week, because obviously we'll have 2 games instead of 1, and the game's on the Sunday and the Wednesday. So yeah, on screen now is just kind of the changes that we made. Again, countering specific threats, making use of the time that we have the best way that we can, really and truly. I decided to go with another day's worth of unit training and then match preparation before the Sheffield Wednesday game, and then kind of do some more community stuff. I also changed up my set pieces with the Norwich game in mind. These are the standard set pieces I use with every Football Manager save I do, and I feel like they work really well. You know, once the team gets used to it, it's something that I didn't do over pre-season and I kind of regret, because we didn't have that time to prepare, to practice, and to understand during pre-season the set pieces and how I want them to play. So I made these changes, and it didn't come back to bite us really, but we didn't take full advantage of the players that we have. You know, going forward, we had a press conference to deal with, and we're just going to run through all of this. I'm not going to really speak too much about what we said. I was confident that we could get a result against Norwich. So most of my answers to the press were, you know, we have to respect them. They're a new club coming up into the Premier League, but we're not going to take them lightly, sort of thing. Because I really didn't want them to get that bee in their bonnet for us. You know, we wanted to respect them as a team, but we knew that we had a better squad. Again, as you'll see later on in the video, when we get into the match, it wasn't the case, really. But if you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to never miss out on any of these Football Manager career mode videos. Also, if you'd like to give my Twitter a follow, it's the Shisekage. But yeah, press conference, it's quite mundane really. There wasn't any interesting questions. You know, what's opening day for aspiration? How excited are you for the season ahead? You know, you just kind of have to go with the flow really. I feel like we can hit the top half of the Premier League this season, maybe even top 8 if we're good enough, but it depends on how much we want it, how good we are against teams, and how efficiently we can beat the teams that we are supposed to beat, which is looking like it's going to be a tall order. But with that press conference done, we will now get into the first game of the season. Yeah, I had a bit of an issue at the start of this. I completely forgot to change it from only commentary mode to enhanced highlights, but I figured it out and made the change quite quickly on in the game. We didn't miss much, just one chance from Norwich, and when I turned it back on, we had a small chance, but nothing really to talk about. However, for the first 20 minutes, I was quite happy with our performance. Some things stood out as stuff that we need to improve on, like this, for example, from Carl Darlow worked in this instance, but it happened far too often. You know, Sam Maximin going quite close here, ended up with a goal kick. 12 minutes into the game, Norwich had a corner on the right hand side, and Milo Rashia quite sloppily gives it away to Rafinha, who combines with fellow new signing Sven Botman. Botman, nice little 1-2, ball goes up the target, another new signing, who plays it into Gamache, who's a perfect through ball to Callum Wilson, who scores first goal for us this season, first goal in a competitive game. and only the second goal that we've scored since I took over. It was a very good goal as well. I'm not going to complain about it. We had been on top really up until then. We'd kept Aaron's quiet, we'd kept Rashia quiet. They had a couple of opportunities, but we dealt with them quite well. Matt Target here tried to go down the left-hand side, but he was tackled by Rashia. Aaron's and Norman combined, and Temu Pukki got in behind us. There was a fantastic tackle from Sven Botman, but apparently the referee wanted to go and consult VAR because he thought it was a penalty. I don't know why. It was a brilliant tackle. This was a very common theme throughout this game. VAR got involved in a lot of key decisions, and it really did annoy me. But it wasn't a penalty. This is what I was talking about earlier. Carl Darlow just hoofing the ball up the pitch when there are better options available. It put us on the back foot, and under a lot of pressure every single time it happened. Temu Pukki combined with Solis, they should have done better there. We switched off. Here, good play from Matt Target, and this is what I want from Darlow. Just nice simple ball to the defenders. Isaac Hayden, Sean Longstaff, they were bad. He gives the ball away. Milo Rashia gets it on Norwich's right hand side, sends it in, and Pukki should have done better with that chance, I'm afraid. We had been conceding some sloppy chances. Again, a simple ball over the top. Pukki gets in, and Darlow had to be at his best to block it, really. From a goal kick in the 35th minute, we get it downfield. Longstaff misses out on the header, but Botman plays a fantastic ball down that left channel to Saint-Maximin, sends it in, and Callum Wilson's shot is blocked by Ben Gibson. Goes out for a corner. From this corner, we done quite well. Saint-Maximin sends it in. It's not a great corner, cleared by the defender, but he gets it back up. He gets it back, plays a nice 1-2 with Botman, who done very well up until this point, and Norwich concede the penalty through Sorensen. Getting the referee wanted to check VAR. I don't know why, because it was a clear-cut penalty kick. But eventually it was given, and Callum Wilson stepped up to the penalty spot to take it. Wilson is a absolute beast when it comes to these things, and he scored, quite rightfully so. It was a good goal, good penalty kick, and we were 2-0 up, but from there it just went downhill. Norwich stamped their authority more and more in the game from this moment on. Williams and Sorensen combining down this left hand side. Gilmore frees Pukki, and he goes close again. He should have done so much better. It wasn't long after that we conceded. Sorensen and again Norwich's players, Ozan, Norman and Gilmore combine. Pukki plays it through to Rashia. We completely switch off, and Rashia gets through on goal and scores 2-1 in the second half, and it was more of the same. Norwich attacked, balls over the top. We couldn't deal with them. This one was one of the rare occasions that we did, and it was also an occasion where I thought we maybe should have done better. Murphy gets down the right hand side here, crosses it in, and Saint-Maximin's header was a bit too tame, too close to crawl, and he had an easy save to make, really. On this left hand side for Norwich, Williams has it. He plays in Gibson, who tries to bring the ball forward. We let him get far too advanced for a defender, but we keep him contained. Rafinha tries to win the ball back. He doesn't manage it, but he steps in to intercept, something that he done very well. This pass, you can't see it, so I can't really tell. I couldn't tell from any angle I looked at it from, but I think that Callum Wilson was being played onside. VAR said it wasn't, so we had a goal disallowed. Again, that's 3 decisions that VAR have got in on, and it just annoyed me, really. I brought on Declan Rice and Kieran Trippier for Jacob Murphy and Isaac Hayden. Hayden hadn't been good all game, and Murphy was fading. So I made those changes, and for a while it worked, but Norwich just kept on plugging away at us, and we were getting pushed back. Norwich were pushing forward. You can see here their defenders are right over the halfway line. Max Sarans and Milo Rashi combined down this right hand side, and after Billy Gilmore gets the ball here, we just switch off completely, allow Aarons to get inside on his left foot into the penalty box, and he slots in the equaliser. We were in such a commanding position, and we just let Norwich get in the game. They should have scored here. Solis, how he missed that. I know Bruno got a good block in, but he should have done better there. And again, from the corner on the other side, Billy Gilmore sends in a fantastic ball, and Pukki heads it straight at Darlow. We should be behind at this moment. And this is where the sloppiness comes in. Darlow hoofs it up the field, and it's just very lucky that Rafinha's there to pick it up. Callum Wilson could have played it back to Rafinha there, but he didn't. I decided to take off Longstaff, who was another one who really struggled, and brought on Ryan Gravenberch for his debut. Didn't really do much to help. We were still getting overrun. Norwich was still playing those balls over the top. Jamal Lascelles was losing his marker. Sven Botman had to make a good saving tackle there to stop Pukki from scoring. Aaron sends it in, and again Lascelles is there this time to get a foot in and stop Pukki from having a shot on target. We did have our own chances. Callum Wilson again threw on goal, but he was offside that time. No VAR. And Tim Krul kind of got done in with the curse of Darlow. Callum Wilson plays in Bruno Gamache, and I thought this was in, but it wasn't. This was the best chance we had to win the game. And despite this chance from Pukki, which again I thought was in but hit the top of the bar, thank God, that would have been a fantastic goal and a terrible way to lose it. We ended up drawing 2-2 in a game that we should have won, really. I was very, very disappointed in the players, and I told them exactly what I thought. I didn't like what I saw. In the press conferences, I didn't hold back at all either. I said what was on my mind. We didn't do well. We didn't do great in an attacking sense. I was confident that we could have done better, but we just didn't play well. In the post-game press conference, again, I just told them how I felt, really. We had plenty of chances. Bruno had a great chance at the end, and he knows better than anyone else that he should have scored. I thought a draw was a fair result on the day. I would have liked to have won, but unfortunately we couldn't win. It's so annoying. We played so well all game up until they scored their first goal, and then we just couldn't get anything. Callum Wilson, man of the match, easily 2 goals. Should have had more, but for a questionable VAR decision. We were asked about that, and I am a fan of VAR, technology in football, but it has to be put to better use. Sometimes they take one a little bit too long, and they get involved in so much. They asked me about Max Aarons and Yves Bissouma. I'm not looking at Yves Bissouma, and I'm not trying to buy Max Aarons at this point. So I don't know why I was asked about Max Aarons. It doesn't really matter what I think. So, yeah. I didn't comment on that. That was the end of the press conference and the end of the game. And there we have it. Game 1 over. Not a great performance from the lads. It was hard. It was a very hard watch. But we managed to survive and hold on for a draw. We could have even won it in the end, but for a pretty poor shot from Bruno Gamache. There's a lot to work on in training, but I'm quite hopeful that we are going to get there. I didn't see anything really too bad in that performance, just a few things that we really need to work on. However, that will be it for this video. Next up for us, we have Brentford and Chelsea in the league, and a cup game against Sheffield Wednesday. So check out my Twitter at Shizikage for any news on that one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you next time.